Download Aura by Transcorp Hotels on Google Play or Apple App Store and sign up to save yourself from all the hassles involved in travels. You can book a home, hotel, or experience. Enjoy all the comfort, luxury, and fun that comes when you are away from home. Download Aura by Transcorp Hotels on Google Play or Apple App Store and sign up to save yourself from all the hassles involved in travels. You can book a home, hotel, or experience. Enjoy all the comfort, luxury, and fun that comes when you are away from home.
hostile shareholders. Let's start.
Good morning once again, distinguished shareholders. Can we all get seated so that we start? Thank you.
Can we rise for the national anthem? Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the 10th Annual General Meeting of Transcorp Hotels, PLC. The time now is 10 a.m. The company secretary has informed me that a quorum has been formed, as the registrars have confirmed receiving 175 number of proxies representing 10,179,770,495 number of shares, which is 99.39% of the issued share capital of the company. Therefore, I have great pleasure in declaring this meeting open. Please be advised that this meeting is being streamed live and recorded. I will call on Barrister Adetitu Shimbolo to give us the opening prayer. Barrister, please can somebody bring the microphone to her? Can we all rise, please?
Let's rise for prayers. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this meeting. Accept our thanks in Jesus' name. Lord Jesus, we are inviting you to come and chair this meeting. Please come down with your glory and descend on each and every matter we are going to deliberate on this morning in the name of Jesus. We are inviting you, O Lord, to come and move our company forward further. We thank you for being with our company so far, and we want you to move our company further forward to a greater height. O Lord, let it be so for us in the name of Jesus. We thank you for doing that for us already. Accept our thanks in Jesus' name. For in Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Thank you, Jesus.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce the directors of your company. From my immediate right is the MD CEO, Mrs. Dupe Olushola. Next to her is Dr. Mrs. Owen Omojafo, OON. Next to Owen is Ms. Simbo Okiri, a non-executive director. Next to her is Dr. Mrs. Oluwatoyi Maiden, a non-executive director. To my extreme right is Ms. Bolanle Onogorowa, an independent non-executive director. Sitting beside her is Alhaji Gaba Abubakar, also an independent non-executive director. And you have next to him Mr. Peter Elumelu, another non-executive director. And you have on my left, immediate left, the company secretary, Mr. Stanley Chukwendo. And finally myself, Mr. Emmanuel Norom, chairman of the company. We have also with us representatives of our regulators at this meeting. They are representative of the Security and Exchange Commission, Mr. Graham Omenka. Representative of the Nigerian Exchange Group, Ms. Peggy Halliday. Representative of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Mr. Nuruddin Ishmael. I also like to introduce representatives of the following with us: the external auditors, Deloitte and Touche, represented by two of their partners, Mrs. Ngozi Emeka Eze and Mr. Michael Daudu. The registrars, represented by Registrars Africa Prudential PLC, represented by Mrs. Bukola James Cole. The Board and Corporate Governance Evaluation Consultant, Angela Nekanko, represented by Mrs. Kiwi Mbojikwe, is participating virtually. And we have also members of the Statutory Audit Committee. The first, Mr. Obot Akaninye, the chairman of the committee. Next, Mr. Eric Akinduro, member. Next, Mr. Rifulami Gafar, Mr. Peter Elumelu, and Ms. Bolanle Onogorowa. I also like to introduce those that have been working and baking the results we're going to discuss today, the management team. We have the new general manager, Mr. George Potridge, who is not here, but represented by Mr. Islam Mada. Okay. By the time we have another meeting, we're going to see the new general manager, because the present person, Mr. Bullet Talan, is being reassigned by Hilton to another of the hotels. We also have our Chief Financial Officer, Mrs. Toby Ojediran. I would like to recognize and welcome all the shareholders here present, as well as those joining us virtually. Many of you traveled from various stations, so you're all welcome. Before we continue, I would like us to observe a minute silence for shareholders who departed since the last annual general meeting. Can we all stand, please? May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Amen. Be seated. Please be reminded that the meeting is being streamed live and recorded. And when you want to speak, please indicate by show of hand and wait to be invited. For those participating virtually, please indicate by a show of the virtual hand also and wait to be invited. A lot of you have sent in questions, so we very much appreciate to make the meeting run faster. Please state your name clearly and endeavor to be brief and straight to the point, and not to repeat what has been said by another speaker. As is required by law, please note that the Register of Directors Shareholdings and a record of attendance at board meetings of directors eligible for election are available for viewing by contacting the registrars. The same information is also available in the annual report with you. I will now call on the company secretary, Mr. Stanley Chikwendo, to read the notice of the meeting, which is on pages 166 and 167 of the annual report. Stanley.
Thank you, Chairman. Notice of annual general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 10th annual general meeting of Transcorp Hotels PLC, the company is scheduled to hold on 29th April 2024 at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, number 1, Aguiyi-Ironsi Street, Metama, Abuja, FCT, at 10 a.m. to transact the following businesses. Ordinary business. 1, to lay before the members the audited financial statements of the company for the year ended December 31, 2023, together with the reports of the directors, auditors, and the audit committee thereon. Agenda 2, to declare a dividend. 3, to approve the appointment of the following persons as directors of the company. 1, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, Ms. Simbo Okiri, Dr. Oluwatoyin Madein. Agenda 4, to re-elect the following directors retiring by rotation. 1 is Dr. Mrs. Owen D. Omugiafo OON and Ms. Bolanle Onogurua, who is an independent non-executive director. Agenda 5, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors for the 2024 financial year. Agenda 6, to disclose the remuneration of managers of the company. And 7, to elect members of the statutory audit committee. Special business. To consider and if thought fit, pass the following as a special resolution. That pursuant to Part 1, Section 11 of the Schedule to the Business Facilitation Miscellaneous Provisions Act 2022, Article 14 of the company's Article of Association be amended by the insertion of a new Article 14A to provide as follows. That the company's annual general meeting may be held either physically or electronically, provided that the meeting is held in compliance with the company's Articles of Association. 9, to consider and if thought fit, pass the following as ordinary resolutions. That the remuneration of directors be, and is hereby fixed at the sum of 91,900,000 naira for the year ending December 31st, 2024. Such payment to be effective from 1st January 2024. Agenda 10, to consider and if thought fit, pass the following as ordinary resolutions. 1, that the company be, and is hereby authorized to invest in, acquire, or divest from any business and or carry out as the directors may deem appropriate and in accordance with any relevant laws, any actions including but not limited to restructuring, reorganization, reconstruction, and such other business arrangements, exercise, or actions. 10.2, that subject to regulatory approval, where necessary, the directors be and are hereby authorized to take all steps and do all acts that they deem necessary in furtherance of the above, including but not limited to executing and filling all such forms, papers, or documents as may be required with the appropriate authorities, appointing professional parties and parties that they deem necessary, upon such terms and conditions that the directors may deem appropriate. Dated this 2nd day of April 2024, by order of the board, Stanley Chikwendo. And I'll go to the notes of meeting. Thank you very much, shareholders.
Thank you, Stanley. Distinguished shareholders, the chairman's statement is on pages 30 to 35 of the annual report. Kindly waive my reading of the full statement and please consider as read. Is that all right? Thank you. Thank you, shareholders. The first item on the agenda is to lay to the shareholders the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st of December 2023, together with the report of the directors, auditors, and statutory audit committee thereon. I hereby lay before this meeting the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2023, together with the report of the directors, auditors, and statutory audit committee thereon. I will ask the representative of the external auditors, Messrs. Deloitte and Touche, to read the auditor's report, which is on pages 76 to 79 of the annual report. Auditors, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ngozi Emekeze. And with me, I have the West Africa Audit and Assurance Leader, Mr. Michael Daudu, here too. Mr. Chairman, the directors and distinguished shareholders, the audit report is a 4-page report. With your permission, I may take the first paragraph, the opinion, on page 76, and the last paragraph on page 79. Thank you. Independent Auditor's Report to the shareholders of Transcorp Hotels PLC. Report on the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the consolidated and separate financial statements of Transcorp Hotels PLC and its subsidiaries, the group and company, set out on pages 80 to 156, which comprise the consolidated and separate statements of financial position as at 31st December 2023, the consolidated and separate statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, consolidated and separate statements of changes in equity, consolidated and separate statements of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes to the consolidated and separate financial statements, including material accounting policy information. In our opinion, the consolidated and separate financial statements give a true and fair view of the consolidated and separate financial position of Transcorp Hotels PLC as at 31st December 2023, and its consolidated and separate financial performance and consolidated and separate statement of cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards, the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Amendment Act 2023. Please go to page 79. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the 5th Schedule of Companies and Allied Matters Act, we expressly state that 1, we have obtained all the information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2, the group has kept proper books of accounts so far as appears from our examination of those books. 3, the group and company's financial position and its statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts and returns. Signed by myself, Ngozi Emekeze, for Deloitte and Touche, Chartered Accountants. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auditor. I will now ask the Chairman of the Statutory Audit Committee to read the committee's report, which is on page 73 of the annual report.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, distinguished shareholders. Report of the Statutory Audit Committee to the members of Transcorp Hotels PLC. In accordance with the provisions of Section 404, subsection 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, we, the members of the Statutory Audit Committee of Transcorp Hotels PLC, the company, hereby report that 1, the accounting and reporting policies of the company for the year ended 31st December 2023 are consistent with legal requirements and ethical practices. 2, the internal audit programs are extensive and provide a satisfactory evaluation of the efficiency of the internal controls systems. 3, the scope and planning of the statutory independent audit for the year ended 31st December 2023 are satisfactory. And 4, we have considered the independent auditor's post-audit report and management responses thereon, and are satisfied with the responses to our questions, as well as the state of affairs of Transcorp Hotels PLC. Signed, Akaniyene Obot. Other members of the committee are listed below. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Chairman of the Statutory Audit Committee. Shareholders, please take note of the external consultants' report on the corporate and board evaluation of your company on pages 68 and 69 of the annual report. You now have opportunity to ask questions regarding the report and financial statements. The MD and myself and board members will be pleased to answer any question you have on the report and financial statements before we proceed. Thank you. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to have 2 people this side, 2 here, 2 here, and then 2 this, so that will be 8. Come in, let's start from this side. Okay, you're already standing here. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, other directors, and good morning, esteemed shareholder. Mr. Chairman, today, it is a thing of joy that we are here.
Introduce yourself, sir.
My name is William Adebayo,
Okay.
Pastor. It is a thing of joy that we are all here today to celebrate this fantastic result. Fantastic in the sense that if one check through your report, the chairman's statement, and that of the MD, one will realize that in spite of the negative pressures, we still have grace to eke out this fantastic result. On page 19, dividend of 20 kobo is very, very good, considering the fact that this business is a heavy capital intensive business. We give them a round of applause for this. Mr. Chairman, still on that page too, profit after tax went up by 133% to the tune of over 6 million naira. So also revenue rose by 36% to the tune of over 41 million and 456 million. Shareholders fund too also went up with 6%. But as many of your shareholders who are parents today, we are also happy with this board that we deem it necessary to employ 58 Nigerians, and you took them out of the employment room. Give them a round of applause for this. The employment you gave them is not part-time employment, but fully pensionable appointment. That's why we are happy with you. 58 Nigerians. The essence is 58 times 6, because those Nigerians will face the normal extended African family system. We'll have beneficiaries too that they will take care of. Mr. Chairman, today also, as shareholder, and for everyone who is conversant with the fact that hotel business is a heavy capital investment business, it is important that as we are celebrating this board and this fantastic account, we have to ask you to explain to us your intention about expansion, because it is our belief that Transcorp Hotel must remain in the apex of this industry as one of the best and largest hotels in Sub-Saharan Africa. This is our belief. And it is also our belief that the board too will take us to that height. Expansion is important. Because in hotel business today, you don't know what will happen tomorrow. Another bigger hotel can crop up anywhere. But we are happy today that we have what it takes to go into expansion. We have the land. We want to hear from you. Your shareholders are happy here. They are waiting for you to ask of more funds for expansion. They are waiting for you to ask of more funds for renovation, because you must remain at this apex of this hotel business. Already, you have performed creditably well, and we are all happy about this. Very, very happy. Mr. Chairman, so also, we have to be cognizant of the fact that empowerment of our MD is also important, because this is a quoted organization. The level of empowerment relates to delegation, because as a quoted company, a lot of correspondences will come up. Mr. Chairman, without any gainsaying, we are happy for this result, and we believe that you are taking us to the greater height. So also, Mr. Chairman, today, as we will be smiling to the banks with 20 kobo, we pray that God in His infinite mercy will empower every director here and all the management staff the wisdom to take this organization to greater heights. Thank you for the opportunity given. God bless you.
Thank you. We'll take the second person, the man at the S. No, Moses, don't worry, we'll get back to you. Yes, sir. Those two here, two there, we'll come back.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Board of Directors, the management of this company, and my distinguished shareholders. My name is Dr. Kazim Olaiwola. I am standing here to represent a notable registered association named and called Alehiri Shareholders Association. To the glory of God and to the benefit of mankind, I want to count myself for being a lucky person, because for me to say this, it all boils down on the performance, progress, and the vision of this reputable company. So in the light of this, Mr. Chairman, let me congratulate you and those people who are involved in the day-to-day progress of this company. I pray that the Lord will continue to strengthen you. Mr. Chairman, I will not bother you with thesis analysis or envisioned research work, but nevertheless, to be summarized with what I have with me. In the first instance, I want you to turn to page 129. 129. Yes, on this page, Mr. Chairman, I look at the auditor's remuneration. I want to believe our auditors are one of the greatest giants that we have in this country. But what they have charged us is too bogus to my own thinking. With that of the company and the group, I want them to please take a look on how they can be more friendly to us. On page 82, Mr. Chairman, I saw the retained earnings being on record for our company, Transcorp Hotels. By looking into the empirical analysis of this financial statement, I want to believe that you have done well by having a very great projection for our company. But I have a contrary view in respect of the dividend declared through this report. Why can't we have something greater instead of 2 naira that you are declaring? 20 kobo, so to say. So I'm a lover of money, simply because I spend money daily. So if you can increase the dividend, it will increase my joy. Please, for subsequent years, take a look and think on this and how to make your shareholders happy. However, Mr. Chairman, I look at the way we are growing this company. I can see the staffs, they are moving forward. Both the fixed assets, they are looking attractive, and the environment itself. Mr. Chairman, it all boils down on capacity building. Because when you make your employers happy, the productivity there will be a very bit higher. Like my industry, where I say, when you make me happy, I'll be able to write well. I'll be able to teach well. And I'll be able to research. Because when you research, you are telling us you are moving your immediate environment forward, and also the larger society where we bow our head. That is Nigeria. Although a developing nation, but hopefully we are going to get there. So, Mr. Chairman, capacity building is very important. If you lay your hand to train a staff, the staff will bring results through his or her performance. So please take note of this. However, let me appreciate the registrar for their sterling performance. Although African Prudentials, as we have known them before, they are doing well, but they must do better. That's my advice. When they say in our industry that it comes out with a first class, it's not only to have the joy to distribute rice and chicken, but how can you perform better in the future? That's the underline. So please, I'm imploring the company to perform better. Come back to the secretariat, where Stalin, a lawyer by training, is heading, and now a managing director, a woman so to precise. I want to say is a balanced gender. When you have a dean as a male, you must have a female as an HOD. I'm telling you, the performance will be impressive. So in essence, what I'm saying is that we're enjoying the relationship we have with them. Because they have a good audience, we can criticize. When you allow criticism to come on board, I'm sure they will move forward. We criticize on a daily basis, we send text to them, we write our papers. In essence, I want to appreciate them and wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors. On this note, I want to take a bow to allow other people's contribution to hold forth. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, thank you. Come to this side. Yeah, okay. Let's take two here.
Yeah, my respected chairman, my name is Sir Olatunde Okelana, the Justice of Peace of Oyo State, Balogun Olugban of Orilegban in Oyo State. My chairman, why I said I'm so happy to be here this morning is that it's only the group that can take me away from my domain. After my big party on Saturday, I had to pick another flight to be in Abuja yesterday. Of course, it's only Owen and Dupe and ENN that make it happen. Thank you for having me. I want to segregate my discussion in two aspects. First, as a Diamond Eating Honor member of Transcorp of Eating Worldwide. And secondly, as the shareholder of Transcorp Hotel. Let me start with Transcorp Hotel. Please give them a very round of applause. We are celebrating 10th AGM of Transcorp Hotel. 10 years ago, we bought the share for 10 naira. And we are celebrating 10th year today. I am so happy for that. Your earning has improved. And the share price has gone up. But I want to tell you, the 10 naira I bought it that time is more than the share price of today. Please give a good round of applause. When you talk of arithmetic, or you talk of business administration under micro or macroeconomics, I want to tell you that 10 naira of that day is more than whatever 1,000, whatever 100 you are selling Transcorp Hotel shares today. I've said that. But make team. Don't mind her size. She's a workaholic. And her when has been there before she came. I'm always happy when I wake up in the morning and I remember or realize or remember that I am a shareholder of Transcorp Hotel. You have a beautiful team. And keep it up. Number one question I want to ask you. All we are talking about, is it 5,000 or 2,000? Let us know the position of that beautiful hall. If it's 5,000, is it possible for some of us to see the progress today so that we can smile out of this building and tell people how you've gone? And for that, I want to give the staff of Transcorp Hotel a beautiful and clapping. Please give them a... Yes, my chairman, please permit me to tell you of my experience as a Diamond Eating Honor member under the Eating International. I've gone worldwide to eat. I visit Eating very well. If you talk of the Eating in Santin on Rivona Road, or the Eating at Itro, or the one in Jamaica, the Eating Christine, and the one you talk in Kenya, either the one that just opened or the one they closed down. But I want to tell you one secret. Having been on all this beautiful eating, no matter their class, either 50, after 5-star or 4-star, Transcorp Eating Hotel is the best of them all. I am telling you from experience. I've been sleeping in this hotel since 1996 or thereabout, before I became a chief, 1997. Well, this bridge was not well constructed that they will always follow that side of the bridge to enter the hotel. And I want to tell you, I know this hotel very well. Then, it was general manager that is controlling this place. There was nothing like MD or CEO that time. And it was Transcorp, Nako Nogan Eating. That tradition has improved for better. The staff of this hotel are still the best. Then what I discover, what is affecting us positively, let me tell you, sorry to take your time, is our culture. That culture is affecting this place positively. When you travel abroad, nobody will carry your luggage for you when you travel abroad, whether you be king, provided you don't have anybody you bought ticket to follow you. You carry your luggage by yourself. But here, the hospitality is there. I've been to eat in Taba. I've been to eat in Jerusalem. When you see the attitude of their staff, it cannot be compared with Nigerian staff. Please give Nigerian staff a very good round of applause. I don't know, I'm not against the Israelites, but when you need them to carry your luggage, they feel reluctant. But eating Taba in Egypt, where Islam came from, I think they are still better. Their tradition is okay. I want to tell you, as a Diamond member of Eating, that Eating brand is still the best. Because I've been to Eating Garden, I've been to Eating Canopy, I've been to other Eating, Double Tree by Eating. Eating brand is still the best. My dear brother and sister, please keep it up very well. So talking of this hotel, Dupe, that's your surface lift. You need to work on it. The surface lift, you know what I mean? Not the one for the public. You know, some of us will nose around to see how we can improve this hotel. That surface lift, work on it. And you need to appoint a quality assurance officer for this hotel. I have the best taste for food. When you talk of food, after a month, have a beautiful bed, either you sleep alone or you don't sleep alone, the food you eat is more important as well. Quality assurance. So they should always make sure they check those things they present at the executive floor, then things will get better. Some of us are saying finally they don't have the experience that I have in this hotel. But I want to tell you that I am very happy with your team. I'm so happy with your team. And it's not easy to maintain a Diamond honor. I must maintain it for 10 years to be a life member. And I must sleep in any Eating honor for 42 times in a year to maintain. Yes, ask Dupe. I must sleep in the hotel 42 times to maintain a Diamond. And I was doing it for 10 years to be a life member. So after telling you this, I am very happy to be your shareholders. And I want to appreciate the company secretary, especially Stanley. And you know the most important thing about this gathering this morning? Look at the way they arrange this front. The gender is very good. They pack all of them one side. Only Miss Oneguruwa is this side. But I want to tell you very well that I am happy with you because women are our mother. Wọ́n ní obìnrin ló bí ọba kọ́ba tó dórìṣà. Ask anybody to tell them. Tell Owen. Obìnrin ló bí ọba kọ́ba tó dórìṣà. Anybody, the president of the United States of America, a woman gave birth to him before he became the president. Please clap for all the women here. They are the mother. And I want to appreciate Transcorp Hotel for having them very well on the board. I'm so happy for giving me that opportunity. By this time next year, when I celebrate 61, all of us will be available to dance and wine with me. God bless you. I'm very grateful.
Okay, Barrister. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hello.
Please, can we be making it brief so that
Yes,
we accommodate everyone?
Yes, I will. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, other board members, the regulatory authorities, my fellow distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrister Adetutu Shinyonbola. I'm the president of iLeaf Shareholders Association. Mr. Chairman, I have observations, comments, questions, and suggestions on our Transcorp Hotel PLC 2023 annual report. With your kind permission, I will quickly run through them. I want to skip the results at a glance because it has been dealt with the previous speakers. So I want to move on page 16, the beautiful face of the board of directors. I observe that we have 5 ladies in the board of 8 directors, which amounts to 62.5%. This is highly commendable. Please keep it up. On page 22, from page 22 to 26, the beautiful faces and the profile of the executive management team. I observe that we have 4 ladies in the management team of 10 members, which amount to 40%. This is commendable as well. I am convinced the company is gender friendly. Please keep it up. On page 33 and 34, achievements and awards in chairman's statement. I observe that we have numerous awards to accredit in the year under review. Kudos to the Chief Executive Officer and her team for these awards. Please keep it up, Mrs. Dupe Olushola and your team. On page 48 and 49, item 2.2, membership and changes on the board. I observe that we have 4 exits from the board and 3 appointments, including 2 non-executive directors and an independent non-executive director in the year under review. I want to seize this opportunity to thank the outgone directors for their meritorious service to our company and wish them the very best in their present and future endeavors. I would also like to seize this opportunity to welcome the new directors to our board and wish them a fruitful tenure in office. From page 49 to 52, attendance at board meetings and board committee meetings is good, but can be better. We need to improve on our attendance going forward. On page 53, item 12, fines and penalties. I observe that we did not pay any fine or penalty in the year under review. Kudos to our group company secretary and his team for this. Please keep it up. On page 57, item 4, directors' interest in shares. I observe that 9 directors out of 11 listed have our shares attached to their names directly or indirectly in the year under review. This is commendable. Please keep it up. When I marry share capital on page 58, item 7, with substantial interest in shares on page 59, item 8, I observe that we have 2 major shareholders with the minority shareholders in our company in the year under review. I would like to know who is representing the interest of the minority shareholders in our board. On page When I marry donations on page 60, item 11, with socials on page 64, I observe that our CSR in the year under review centered on social welfare, education, and youth empowerment. Next time, we should extend it to health and community development. On page 82 and 83, consolidated and separate statements of financial position. Please permit me to limit myself to group position. Trade and other receivable under current assets went up from 3.2 billion naira to 4.3 billion naira in the year under review. What are the modalities in place to collect this debt from our customers to the barest minimum so that it won't end up as bad debt that will be written off? Trade and other receivable under current liabilities also went up from 20.1 billion naira to 22.5 billion naira in the year under review. How do we intend to pay this debt to our creditors? Lastly, I observe that we have utilized this annual report judiciously to advertise all our services. This is highly commendable. Please keep it up. Thanks and God bless you richly for this opportunity. I appreciate, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mrs. Bisi Bakari.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Board of Directors, regulatory authorities here present this morning, eminent shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Mrs. Bakari Adebisi, National Coordinator of Pragmatic Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Mr. Chairman, I have earlier sent my question through the MD and Company Secretary, so I'm going to be very brief. Firstly, I want to commend and appreciate the entire board, management, and staff of Transcorp Hotels PLC, the #1 hospitality brand in Nigeria, for their successful 2023 financial performance. Permit me, Mr. Chairman, to appreciate our amiable, workaholic, energetic CEO, Mrs. Dupe Olushola. Mrs. Olushola and her team for their steadfast in producing good results. Please, let us give them a very round of applause. This shows that what a man can do, a woman can even do it better. Please, let us appreciate them once again. Furthermore, I want to say big thank you to Mr. Tony Elumelu for giving us the best in all the group. We appreciate you, sir, Mr. Tony Elumelu. Anything associated with Mr. Tony Elumelu is always excellent. My prayer for him is that Almighty God will continue to grant him good health to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Of course, I appreciate the entire board as well, especially our chairman for his leadership qualities. A tree cannot make a forest. I will not stop the comment without appreciate all the board members, because without them, we cannot be celebrating success today. Please let us appreciate all our directors. Page 8, where we have core values, triple E. After going through this, our triple E, I look at it more than 10 times. These are the bedrock of our business that have been tested and proven over time to bring out the best of our company. And I want the management to please keep the triple E up. Page 15 and 49, the board composition. I observed that Mr. Udeshuku Obi Osakwe was appointed into the board of Transcorp Hotels PLC February 16, 2023, and he later resigned from the board on 21st November 2023. he spent only 10 months. What happened? Could you please tell us the reason for this? Page 13. I'm not going to dwell on the results at a glance because my colleagues have done that. I just want to say that the increase in operating expenses is not a bad one, but my advice is that our company needs to tighten its internal control more so as to block any source of income leakages. Page 54, pictorial pictures of shareholders with MD, CEO and other directors are a beauty to behold. Of course, in many AGMs, director will come, will smile with them. That is the end of it. This is the first time I'm seeing shareholders representative picture with CEO and other director. Please let us appreciate them. Page 60. Yes. Thank you, my sister. Page 60, donations. Food supply to Daughters of Charity. Mr. Chairman, why only Daughters of Charity? What happened to the Sons of Charity? Going forward, Mr. Chairman, food supply should be applicable to both daughters and sons of the organization. We should take note of that. Page 33. Page 33, achievements and awards. Our company received several awards and recognition during the year. In addition to the awards and recognition, Transcorp Hotel named as the best performance stocks of year 2023 with a share price of over 70 naira at the end of year 2023, from less than 7 naira from the beginning of the year. Please let us appreciate our company for this. Our amiable and beautiful MD CEO, Mrs. Dupe Olushola, recognized as the CEO of the year by the 7 Stars Luxury Hospitality. Please keep it up, madam, and I wish you more of it. Therefore, I extend my appreciation to the board, management, and staff for their good work. I hope we will maintain our service quality at all times to all our numerous and esteemed customers. Dividend, page 34. For me, as a shareholder and a stakeholder in many companies, I really appreciate the dividend of 20 kobo given to us. Coming, looking at where we are coming from, I appreciate 20 kobo. I know my colleagues, we have been deliberating about it. Our point was that a share of 100 naira is paying 20 kobo. No, it's different. Dividend is from the performer of the company. Then share appreciation is from Nigerian Stock Exchange, share cap. If you know you want quick money, sell your shares and get returns on your investment. Don't wait till the end of the year for the dividend. That is good advice. There is no way Transcorp hotels can pay 50 naira or 70 naira. It's impossible. But we can get the appreciation through our stock markets. Page 53, Director Remuneration Policy. This is really evolving, Mr. Chairman. Absolute transparency. I think this is the first time I'm seeing this too in any annual report also. I employ the board to sustain this trend. Page 62, ESG scorecard. Our ESG scorecard is highly commendable as stated on page 62. Please keep it up also. Page 16, 47 and 48, composition of the board of directors. Mr. Chairman, I observed that there are 3 boards of committee, and the review of the duties of the committee shows that none of the committee is saddled with remuneration role. I therefore ask, which of the committee of the board performed the role? Furthermore, the idea that the new board members are appointed in line with the provision of the board governance charter of the company is a good one, and it will promote objective and unbiased appointment. But sir, how often is the charter review? How often does we review our charter process? Page 129, note 15, operating expenses. Mr. Chairman, I think we need to watch some of our expenses. One, advertising. Our advertising expenses moved from 828.8 million, difference of 458 compared to 2022. This is on the high side, Mr. Chairman. This advertising expenses. Second one is our bank charges. Our bank charges moved from 543.96 million, difference of 125 million. And on these bank charges, I want to tell you, Mr. Chairman, that we need to watch this clearly, because some of the bankers, they are experts, so we need to watch them closely. 3, consulting and professional fees. Our consulting and professional fees moved from 62 million to 138.7 million. Please, we need to look at that also. In conclusion, I hope and wish that the plan of our company to complete both the Transcorp Event Center in Abuja and the groundbreaking of Ikoyi Hotel are set out on page 34. This will make Transcorp Hotel PLC a clear leader within the hospitality space in Nigeria. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me.
Okay, Patrick. Next.
Chairman of Transcorp Hotel PLC.
Can we all make this brief so that others will be able to speak?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Patrick Ajudwa. I want to stay on the existing protocols and the much commendations that have been made. To me, it is well deserving, because having you as the chairman, we have seen so much progress of the hotel. And likewise, Dupe has been doing a very tremendous good work, which we appreciate, along with Dr. Mrs. Owen. I've been doing, and all the members of the board, too numerous to mention. We thank you for bringing your brand new company secretary. It's not brand new because it's an erudite scholar. It's a company secretary of all company secretary. He's a man that knows his what and knows. So we are getting him through here. We thank you also for bringing in Alhaji Abubakar, who I told that when he was CAC registrar, and thank God he's here sitting in front of us today. And I told him very clearly that we appreciate what he has done there, but there is need to look more, and which I will discuss with him on the amendment to Business Facilitation Act. If you remember, I wrote to you about that. And also, the other directors who came in, we thank God and we pray that you continue to add value. Quickly, Mr. Chairman, I join them in commending the exceptional performance of the hotel, which is far better than last year, and it reflects the commitment to deliver value to stakeholders, resilience, and also the compatibility to adapt to difficult economic challenges. My question to you, sir, is at the height of our profit maximization is the need to optimize costs, take advantage of economic resurgence, and increase business activity. How do you hope to sustain this achievement as well as overcome these challenges? I want to also talk about page 33, Mr. Chairman. And page 33 is, despite the prevailing economic climate challenges, I commend your performance this year, which saw turnover grew by 36%. Your unwavering commitment to strategic financial management is also of importance to us. And my question is, what is your outlook for 2024 as we go on? Taking into cognizance your various reform agenda, the need to expand your operational footprint across other parts of Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. I want to commend the enhanced use of Aura on page 36 and 14, which has to do with the digital platform. It revolutionized how we drive booking, engage with our guests, and drive references. It defined hospitality experience in all its gamut. Mr. Chairman, on page 42 is the issue of Transcorp Hotel Ikoyi, Lagos. How do you intend to finalize the funding, raising experience, and be able to meet your set targets of delivery? They have talked about dividend, but the best approach is to look at your earning per share, which is 60 kobo, and also the project you have in hand, the event center and the Ikoyi Hotel. You need money to be deployed to that place, and those money will generate more revenue. So 20 kobo is still the best, and we are in line with your mission. Finally, Mr. Chairman, I would like to talk about the trade payables. You see on page 120, it deals more with your related parties. So when people see the trade payable, it's much, but this more. But my question is, are there special terms of expected sentiment in the short term? Because they deal with most of your other related outfits. In line with that is also the other payable on page 149. And as I told them, we have a big, better registrar in APR. So why on page 149 are we having an unclaimed dividend rising from 147 million to 211 million? When Transcorp came up, we have entered the line of e-dividend and so on like that. So the problem of identity management cannot be there. Why do we have this huge amount? So there need to synchronize and develop a synergy between the registrar and the company, as well as with shareholders, to ensure that we draw down this unclaimed dividend to a minimum level. Also, what are we doing to reduce the accrued liability under that same page, Mr. Chairman? It rose from 4 billion to 5.3 billion. Mr. Chairman, we are not mindful of time, but we tell you that there is no hotel in Nigeria, for me, that can beat Transcorp Hotel. Please, let's give a wonderful hands of applause to them. And by the time Ikoyi Hotel comes up with 20 rooms, then we should be talking about no hotel in Africa that can beat Transcorp Hotel, both Abuja and Ikoyi. Thank you and God bless you.
Sorry. What we're going to do is we'll take one person at the back there. Okay, so can we have, sorry, we're coming. Just one here, and one there. We'll end up. So the person at the back, just wait. Let's go to this side. Go ahead, you're holding the mic, go ahead.
Chairman, the regulatory authority, and my co-shareholder. My name is Prince Adewale Aremu, the National Coordinator of Shareholder Association, all the way from Ibadan. Mr. Chairman, I want to summarize my few explanation, but before I commence with the few explanation, there is a proverb that said that let us give honor to those who honor is deserved to. the management of Transcorp Hotel deserve honor this morning, because you've done so far, and then you've confused the shareholder that this board are moving fast every day, and they are moving to a greater height. Secondly, it is not good to be judging by the age, or whether you are fat, whether you are banser. Mr. Dugbe, Sister Dugbe, you really surprised me when I checked the annual report. It is not by fatness, it is by intelligence, and you possess your intelligence. You know, it is a well commendable, Mr. Dugbe. Now let me go proper to the annual report. What matter most of my own analysis is that if you see a company like this, I will check their balance sheet. The balance sheet is very important, and under the balance sheet, I will check the valuation of the asset, and I can see that these banks are moving very well. You can see the value of the asset is increasing every year. It is well commendable. What owns a business is the value of your asset. At times, if the asset is not valuable, the business can never make a profit. Let I commend the board for that. Question number 3, the issue of the donation. You donated well, but there is some aspect whereby we have to diversify into. The aspect of the charitable, the disabled, the gifted people in society. Even the board can have a kind of quorums and have a competitions among the secondary school in Abuja here. Let us choose the best talents among them. If we choose the best talent among them, we can trade them. They will add value to the world, to the company, and then the company will still be maintaining their self. Now the next one is the issue of the workers that are working with the Transcorp Hotel. At least I really commend the board for giving them a training, and then because a lot of innovation passing to them every year, I commend the board for that. And lastly, I want to go to the office of the company secretary and the MD. I love them for one thing. They have a good rapport with what shareholder. Whenever we give them a call, they respond in time to the shareholder. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
The man at the back, yes. Please, let's make it very brief.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Pastor Olagoke Samson Olusegun. Page 80 to 129. Management fees is 15% of our revenue. We need more explanation on that. Page 60, note 11 and 15. Donation. In year 2022, you spent 3,786,339, but in the account, they use 5,219 on that year. What is the problem there? It is a mistake or typographical error? We need more explanation.
Which page, please?
Page 60, note 11 and 15. Thirdly, I want to implore the board and management, because the cake we are baking today, there are some people behind it. That is the management and the staff. Please, I want to implore the board and management to take good care of the staff very well, because they are part of this game. Lastly, I commend the Office of Company Secretary and the staffs in that legal department. They are working very well, especially Mrs. Patrician and others. Keep it up. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you. Okay, the man in front here. No, please, the person here. Yeah.
The chairman, listening boards of Transcorp Hotel PLC. I am Honorable Brighton Wabuogo. I am the National President of Aba Shareholders Association. I will digress a little, sir. with respect. My colleagues, they've spoken well in some areas. Page 39 triggered my interest. I've said it, Olebo. I've said it. Can I continue? Okay. It triggered my interest. The Ikoyi, Transcorp Hotel at Ikoyi. It has been years. It has been in the minds of this company to establish such at Ikoyi. 20-story hotel project from 2027. It will be completed. That's way forward for this company. Everybody's keen to that. From what I have in the annual report, 90% of Transcorp revenue comes from Abuja, Transcorp Hotel here. And we are having a 20-story hotel tower in Lagos that will help in our earnings. That's good. It's great. It's going to bring to table employment to our people. We sold Transcorp Hotel at Calabar. It was a loss-making venture in that area. Thank God we sold it to people that to manage it, and we have gain. We made some gain from that. That influenced the company's financial records. I'm not going to dwell in such because people have spoken. The profit for the year grew 133% from 2.6 billion in December 2022 to 6.1 billion in December 2023. The total assets increased 5% because of these incomes we achieved. I want to thank the board to keep it up. It will help this company to grow more in these areas. We are thanking the board for giving us dividends, which have been discussed here. Sir, in donations, next year, we want to oblige this board, employ them to look southeast, my area, to make some donation to less privileged houses. We have them. That's what I want to tell this company. You are trying, but next year donations, sir, come to Southeast. We have charity organizations where you can help us. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Obidei, and finally Moses.
The chairman, members of the board, the regulatory authority present, and my fellow shareholder. My name is Mrs. E.O. Obidei, National Coordinator of Ark of God Shareholder Association Incorporated. Sir, my observation, our staff, what are we doing to put in place of how to retain them? I know they might have gone through a lot of training. And in hotel industry, which I think I belong to, I'm one of the members of Association of Hotel in Nigeria. If a staff is doing well and another hotelier can pick up the staff, and the hotel that has trained the staff, what is the benefit? So what are we doing to retain them for another people not to take them? For instance, let me use an example. The chicken that we were served today, it has a flavor. It has some spices in it. It has. Which other hotel they've not gotten it? Is only Transcorp that got it. So with this, the kitchen department, the continental department, what are you doing for them to retain them? Secondly, sir, in Hausa tradition, they care for female than the male. the male will go in the street and get their food. Igbo people will wail for male. Yoruba people care for male. They will call them Arole. But in Madam Dupe aspect is another Arole in Transcorp. Because they will say female, there's nothing they will do, they will be in the kitchen. But Miss AMD is not in the kitchen. Look at the way she dressed today, like a male. That means she's taking the two parts. I think she deserves a standing ovation for our MT. Let's appreciate her in many ways. Sir, look at the seating arrangement. Look at the male. I don't think the four of them, they don't have gray hair. Because we have female that is giving them advice. Look at them. They don't have gray hair. This is how our board should be, so that the male will not have much gray hair. It's 60%, which shareholder will love it. Female, do you love this? Yes. You can see. We love that. Sir, yes, female gender. In our waste products, the food, the water, and the soap, we've managed it well. This is how an hotel should run. We've cared for the waste products, the recycling, the soap, and other aspects. I like the way our group chairman arrange all things in UBA subsidiary. Help us send our message that shareholder at this side, we were saying big thank you to him. That is Mr. Tony Elumelu. Because if you see the setting of all the Transcorp UBA subsidiary management is perfect. Very, very perfect. If you call MD or you send a message to MD, if she cannot reply you, is it that she delegates the message to CFO or to the company secretary or those people in the office? So we have to appreciate those people in that office, starting from the CFO to other people. Then lastly, sir, the staff, we are extending our greetings to them. When you get to the front office, you see them smiling, you see them taking care of guests because of the training that was given from the top to the down. And the cake we are baking today starts from the lowest staff to the higher staff. So we regard the junior staff as well at this venue. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, the last one, Moses.
The chair, thank you very much for the opportunity. The name is Ibru de Moses, the leader of Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Before I start, I will extend the greeting from my leader, the Emeritus Sasoni Osu. He wishes you all very well. You know his condition. Otherwise, you will see him here. But because he's indisposed, he's not here. But here I am. Now, to start with, much has been said, but I have to emphasize certain things. Number one, when the privatization took off, many people bought into federal government companies, investment. That is the collective things that the Nigerian people have. One of the person who came in, a group, is the group of Tony. Do you know what you have done? You have made us proud. Many of these privatized companies are nowhere to be found. There are some, when they get in there, instead of expanding them, they will go to the capital market, they buy us off. AP was a government-owned something. Today is a limited company owned by one man and in Nigeria. A lot of all this company. But do you know what you have done? You make us be proud that Nigeria can do it. Look at it. We need to clap for these people. They remember us. They wait for us. They want us to be with them. The only group, today they are running into group Hoko. But it's only UBA that was able to say, no, I want to split this thing, and they split it. And after many years, those companies are waxing stronger and rewarding. We need to clap for them. Sir, we are proud of you. We are proud of Tony. We are proud of, see the young people who are here that are driving this group. Mrs. Owen, I'm coming to you. I have an assignment for you today. You see, you have made us proud. And every time and any time, we always, when we discuss, we sound you out. The chairman. And you know I always call you the chairman of chairmen. Why? Because wherever you are so calm, you direct them, and we have to appreciate you. I really sincerely appreciate you. When you have somebody who is loyal, who is dedicated, there's nowhere that business will fail. So thank you very much, and we are praying for you. The board, those who are going, we appreciate you. Those who are here, we appreciate you. But I'm speaking to those who are coming. If you are here, make sure you put in your thinking cap, your sneakers, to work very hard and add value. Here, these are people of value and men of goodwill and women of goodwill. So if you are joining them, next year we want to see the performance. That is when we now say, when you join them, the company perform very well. The secretary, I call you my brother. I've known you for many years. Before you came in, we knew what you are doing and how you reach out. I wish you the very best. Now, post-COVID, we know what COVID did to the hospitality industry. I hope we have learned from that, and going forward, how we can drive this thing in case of anything happen. For me, the assignment today is Transcorp brand. The way you see Hilton brand, Marriott, and all of that. What are we doing to make sure that that brand is in Nigeria, in West Africa, in Africa, and in the world? That is the assignment I want to give the board today. The strategy to make sure in the next 10 years, you have done 10 years past, and that is why we are celebrating. Everybody that has spoken here, praise you, done what the great height you have attained. That is just the beginning. In the next 10 years, can we put this Transcorp brand in the heart of Nigeria, in the heartbeat of Nigeria, in the West Africa, Africa, and the world? Even if you don't have shares, but if you say that when you travel and you say this is a Nigerian company, do you not be proud? That's what we Nigerians can do it. So the assignment I'm giving you to the board today, management, is that we must drive Transcorp Hotel brand to all of the heart of Nigeria and Africa in the next 10 years, if possible. That is it. I've given you. Now, after selling Calabar investment, what are the plan to use the proceed to do? We need to look at that, because when we get a subsidiary, it didn't perform, we sell. We have to make sure that we get another one, and we what? We learn from that, then what? Make way to get another one. MD, that goes to you. What do we want to do? Use the proceed for? Can we reflect it and point it to? Oh, we use it to acquire another brand again by next year. That's when we come. We'll praise you for that. Then I'm not going to dwell on the account. More people have talked about it. The next one is the issue of how, because the economy is so challenged now, cost of food are very expensive. What are we doing to make reduce the cost of sales, purchasing our food? Are we having going to the resource to purchase them so that we can have them cost and raw? The cost we reduce. There are other ways. You have to look at that. Backward integration and all of that, arranging with the real people who supply us from the farm. It can be done so that our cost of sale can be what? Reduced. Then, before I round up, Chairman, permit me to address Mrs. Owell. There is an assignment I want to give you today. If you look at the price of Transcorp Hotel, despite the dividend pay, you see the price goes up. One of the things that happened is the share volume. And your own, where you are president there, you know the share volume. Sometime in Calabar, there was a proposition. I attended Transcorp Hotel AGM there. The Lion was there. They wanted to do reconstruction. I spoke and I appealed to him, don't do it, because other people are doing it. And you know what? He dropped that resolution. They didn't do it. But you know what you will do? Now that we are getting better, you put up what? The share buyback. Share buyback is the solution, not share reconstruction. Share reconstruction is a backward of how to steal money where you don't belong to. But Tony will not do that. Transcorp Group will not do that. All what you need to do is a gradual process. You plan it very well. And you know what? Gradually, Dangote has done it before. Many companies have done it before. You do it gradually, you reduce the price, the share volume, restructure it, and gradually. It's a gradual. You can take 10 years, don't worry. But you can do it gradually. I only just want to give you that. Then finally, the former CAC, Director General, please, this opportunity to see you face to face. I am a Brood Moses. You will remember me. Anytime I send you email, I want to do a program, you reply, you send people to me. And before you left, thank you very much. I use the opportunity to appreciate how you relate with people. And look at the board you are coming into are the same people. They relate with people. They believe in a relationship. There's nothing in this life without relationship. If you can get all the whole money, you don't relate with people and you are nobody. You might not even have one couple because you have good relationship. You can enter any places. You've done that. And I know that the chairman, the secretary, the MD, all this group of people are the same. This group, some people who have worked from here in this place before, they will go, they will come back. And they train you very well. Look at Noso. 11 years ago, he was an audit committee of Prudential. Where is he today? It's a sign that you people are working well. It's a sign that you are bridging this country. In short, can we stand for them and clap for them? Clap for Tony. You people have done great, honestly, and you should continue it. And you people who are coming in, you are coming into a group that can enhance you, can make you great, can make you a better people. Thank you, and God bless you.
Okay, shareholders, thank you for all the contributions. We've had 11 contributions, and I think it's covered every aspect of the annual report. I will try to answer some of the questions, and the MDCO will try others. There was a question from Williams Adebayo to explain the intention for expansion. Other comments you made on empowerment and so on, we've taken note. As you know, we have the event center just behind us here, 5,000 capacity. And so the construction is on August and September this year and open for in fact, we have actually started taking orders for that event center. So to our shareholders, it's another contribution to the result of the organization, and we expect a lot to come in 2024. It will be the largest in Abuja, and of course, you know the best. So if you go to page 40 of the annual report, you see all the pictures of what the event center will look like. So, shareholders, there was a question by Sir Olatunde on whether shareholders can see the place. It will be perfect, but let's leave it until we complete the construction and then open it formally. I mean, shareholders will then see what we've been working on for the last 18 months. Reason being that work is going on now, you may not appreciate what is happening and maybe some disruption. So by August, September this year, the place will be open. Thank you, shareholders. The issue of dividends, again, 20 kobo. Thank you, shareholders. I believe when we come to that resolution, you're going to approve it. We need also to return funds as we have that project going to be finished soon. You know, quite a lot of money going in there. And then you have also the Ikoyi project, which I will talk about very soon. There was a question from Barrister Detutu Shinyabola on the minority shareholders. Yes, we have listed in line with the requirements of the Act on the shareholding, Transcorp PLC, Federal Minister Mofi Incorporated with 11% and so on, who is representing minority interests on the board. As you know, in our MEMAT, we don't have representation based on shareholding. So it's not like those holding the other 10% or whatever, how are they represented. We rather look at the quality of those coming to serve so that they actually bring in those skills that we need to make the results of the organization better. So that's actually there in our MEMAT. There was a question on Mr. Udechukwu Obi Osakwe, who was appointed in February but left November. That was a reorganization where he was working, so he had to move to another role, and somebody who also very strong and possess all the skills came on the board. So you have Mrs. Oluwatoyin Maiden from the Ministry of Accountant General of the Federation, really. That's here sitting there with us. So she took over from Odechukwu. Donations, we've noted all the comments from shareholders. We'll try and do more and give back to the society. There was a question on which of the board committees, this came from Mrs. Bakare, performs the role of remuneration of the board. That's our board audit and governance committee. It has that as part of their function, so they do that. And our charter, both the board management charters are reviewed every 3 years. You all know things are changing every year, so you don't have to keep your charter too long, otherwise it may even be no longer relevant. So that's reviewed every 3 years. Now, Patrick Ajudio asked a question on outlook for 2024. The CEO will take that question. But additionally, you also asked a question on the funding of the Ikoyi project. We're still working on it. It's a massive investment that will be at least about $150 to $200 million. But I can assure you, after the event center, you will see some progress starting on that by the time we're meeting next year. Unclaimed dividends, the money is accruing. Please, as shareholders, registrars are here, and in fact, SEC has even made it provision very easy, such that you can, dial into a link, and then you'll be able to assess that whether you have unclaimed dividends, and then go for it. We implore shareholders to please go for their dividends. We don't have any intention of keeping it, and also under the regulation, after some number of years, it goes back to to the company. So please, shareholders, take advantage of that and assess that. And even our registrars, Africa Prudential, has a product that can enable you access from home your shares, access from home your dividends, give instructions, and then you have your dividends coming to you. But for this AGM now, I'm sure before long, maybe tomorrow, we all have a lot for the payments. Thank you. I think for the questions asked for Moses, Moses will take care of all you've stated, but I want to say that one of the things we achieved for the hotel is that it's no longer under privatization oversight, because we have met all the requirements and even superseded that we have actually been given a discharge certificate. So that is, it's only given to companies that have met all the requirements, and 2 of our companies in the group successfully did that, and they've been discharged. But other questions Moses raised, I think we'll note them for more work to be done. You said prepare for another shutdown. What is the contingency? We noted during the COVID period, everywhere was down, no movement and so on. For every organization, we should prepare ahead. I'm sure management has something already, and Hilton Group. Next 10 years plan, again, we'll have that in place. Calabar proceeds, what are we using the funds for? Of course, new developments, as we have said, you have ECOE. But it's not, if you look at the agreement of the disposal of Calabar, the buyers are paying over a period, as we agree with them. So thank you, shareholders, for the questions, and I'll ask the CEO to also comment. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished shareholders, and good morning again to the board, and of course to my team members as well. Thank you very much for your questions. You want me to stand? No? Sit down. Good morning. Don't worry, let me stand. Good morning again. Actually, I need a microphone. Good morning again. So let me say a big thank you to the shareholders for continuing to... Okay. Good morning again, and thank you very much for continuing to support us, and for your belief and support again for the company, Transcorp Hotels PLC. I will try and take the questions. The chairman has actually answered a lot of the questions, but I will attend to some of the other questions that were raised. First, a big thank you, actually. I must thank you for commending us, for commending the team and I for the work and the performance and the results that we have achieved this year. So some of the questions were to the staff in terms of how are we going to ensure that we retain our staff. One of the key things I must say is that we believe very strongly in investing in our staff, not only by training the staff, but also by ensuring that we expose them and ensure that this is the best place to work for all staff that work at Transcorp Hotels PLC. It is core to delivering on the excellent service and standards. And if you don't invest in the staff that are actually going to give the customers a great experience, you'd find out that there'll be complaints all through. So it's one of the key things we do. Across the industry, I'm proud to say, we're the best paying hotel in Nigeria. And not only in remuneration, but also in ensuring that our staff are actually happy. So I want you to actually give us a clap for that. Thank you. The other question goes to donations, and we've taken the point. But again, I would like to say that we actually did a lot last year. We did donations to the orphanages. We did to entrepreneurship, actually giving women the opportunity by actually investing sewing machines to enable them grow their business. We also did a lot in terms of the food as well. And we've taken the feedback that we'll continue to do more going into this year as well. We took the point on the service lift, and we'll make sure that that is also improved as well. But I'd also like you to pay attention to the hotel when you walk across, because in 2023, we actually made a lot of significant investment in improving all of our communal areas. Improving, if you go around the hotel, you see what we've done in terms of the landscape, in terms of the elevator, and actually even in introducing more. We've recently just opened our Macallan Lounge. We've also invested significantly in the restaurants across the hotel as well. So improvement is at the core of everything that we do. And excellence actually is everything that we do, is the bedrock of everything that we do. So we continue to invest in our area as well and ensure that the service list will also be attended to. Speaking to our outlook for 2024, I'm very, very excited to speak of all the things that we have planned. In 2023, we invested significantly, like I mentioned earlier on. 2024 is not only going to see an incredible performance. Last year, we did 36% on our revenue and over double actually on our PBT, and 37% increase on our gross profit. So 2024, we already spoke about the event center that is coming up. It is going to be world-class event center. World-class event center. And this is going to house 5,000 capacity. So what we've seen is a lot of events really that should take place in Nigeria are holding in neighboring cities of Ghana, going to Morocco, even Egypt, etc. There's no reason for us to lose the revenue that should come to the hotel and indeed come to Nigeria. So Transcorp Hotels PLC, we're poised to make sure that we can attract events and businesses like that to now come to Nigeria. We're looking for, and actually we would invite shareholders to come and take a tour once it's ready. Like the chairman said, we don't want it to be disruptive today, but we'll also invite you to actually come and look at it. And it's going to be world-class, capacity 5,000. Thank you. In addition, our Lagos Ikoyi Hotel, it's 315-room hotel. And it is five-star standards. It is going to be very similar to what the service you receive from us here, and we've made significant progress. It's 14,000 square meters of land, which means that there's more than ample space for parking, more than ample space for leisure, gym, spa, banqueting and events as well. And I like the fact that you spoke about the chicken that you ate today at the hotel. It means that we're going to have 5-class standards in terms of food as well. So I believe I've answered a lot of the questions that were raised. The only thing is actually to mention that in terms of the feedback that we've also received in terms of ensuring that, transparent organization, we have women on board, we have women in terms of our employees as well. We'll continue to ensure that we do better so that we can even return more. Dividends, we grew by 54%, from 13 kobo to 20 kobo this year. So again, please continue to invest in your company so that we can do better. Our performance will be much better, and we'll be able to also return more to our shareholders. But let me say a big thank you to all our shareholders for continuing to have support, for the confidence that you show in my management and I, to ensure that we can always deliver super profits to you. I also want to thank the board of directors for continuing to actually push us as well to make sure that that excellence that we stand for is what we deliver. And finally, a big thank you to my team who are also seated here as well, because again, I do not do this alone, and it is really to their can-do spirit. It is to their commitment. It is to coming to the office every single day and thinking of how we can actually do better and deliver more for all of our shareholders. So again, I want to say a big thank you and good afternoon. Thank you very much. Am I allowed to sit down? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, shareholders. Pursuant to Section 248 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, I hereby declare that all resolutions for consideration at this meeting will be taken by poll and electronic voting, except the resolution for the election of members of the Statutory Audit Committee, which will be by show of hands. I will now call on the representative of the registrars, Mrs. Bukola James Cole, to guide us on the voting process at this meeting. Bukola.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, esteemed directors, regulatory bodies, and distinguished shareholders. I will now proceed to explain the procedure for casting your votes. Prior to this meeting, we had received and captured the voting details for 175 shareholders received by proxy and holding 10,179,770,495 units of Transcorp Hotel PLC shares, which represents 99.39% of the issued share capital. At this meeting, we will be collating the total votes of shareholders voting physically and virtually, in addition to the proxies received to get the final voting results. For shareholders voting physically present, at the point of accreditation, you were given voting devices. Before we start the voting process, we will carry out a keypad to activate the keypads. To activate the keypad, you will be required to press any key on the device. Voting will be open for 90 seconds, and you will need only 2 keys to vote, either 1 to vote in favor or 2 to vote against the resolution. Please note that you press 1 if you are in favor of the resolution, and you press 2 if you are voting against the resolution. If you press any other key, it will be assumed that you have abstained from voting. For shareholders voting virtually, the voting links have been sent via email or SMS to enable you exercise your voting rights. If you received emails, you would have seen the Zoom meeting invites. You would have also seen a voting link and a unique token that will be contained in the email from Africa Prudential PLC. And if you received an SMS, you would have received it from AfriPrud. The message would also contain the Zoom meeting invite, the voting link, and the unique token. Please follow these steps to cast your votes and ensure your devices are internet enabled before the voting session commences. Now take a look at your email and SMS as received. To cast your votes, click on the voting link in that email or SMS and impute the unique token as received. To continue, click the continue button. It will take you to a voting dashboard. You can now wait for the prompt to cast your vote. Also note that you have the flexibility to change your vote within the 90-second window by simply selecting the alternative option. Once the voting period ends, your last selected voting option will be registered as your final vote. Thank you.
Thank you, registrars. The next item on the agenda is the declaration of dividend of 2,048,505,682 naira 20 kobo. The directors are recommending a dividend of 20 kobo per every ordinary share of 50 kobo to all shareholders whose names were registered in the company's register of members as at April 17, 2024. I hereby move that a dividend of 20 kobo for every ordinary share of 50 kobo each be paid to shareholders whose names appear in the company's register of members as at close of business on the April 17, 2024. Will someone please second the motion? Please, can you?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is David Adenike Okoyemi. I so second.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting session shall last for 90 seconds. Once again, for shareholders physically present, please proceed to press any key to activate your keypad. For shareholders online, please access your voting link and input your unique token. If you are already there, kindly refresh your page. We have 5 seconds to activate our keypads and log in virtually. The voting session will now commence. Kindly proceed to vote in line with your voting decisions. The voting session has now commenced. For shareholders using your keypad, please press 1 for a yes vote, 2 for a no vote, and for shareholders voting online, select the for or against option as seen on your voting dashboard. We have less than 40 seconds to go. For shareholders using the voting device, you have 1 for a yes vote, 2 for a no vote. The voting session is gradually coming to an end. The voting session has now ended. And we have 10,179,802,970 shares representing 100% and voting in favor of the resolution. And we have 200 shares representing 0% and voting against the resolution. Thank you.
With the result announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of directors. Since the last annual general meeting, the board appointed Alhaji Garba Abubakar as an independent non-executive director. Alhaji, can you stand, please? And also Ms. Adesimbo Ukiri, please, can you stand? And Dr. Oluwatoyin Maidin as non-executive directors. In accordance with Section 274 of CAMA 2020, we hereby seek the approval of the general meeting to these appointments. Please, you can sit down. I hereby move that the appointment of Alhaji Garba Abubakar as an independent non-executive director of the company be and is hereby approved. Will someone please second this motion? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Imam Muhammad SB Atana is my name. I hereby second the motion.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process. Registrars.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting session will now commence. For shareholders using the keypad, please press 1 for a yes vote and 2 for a no vote. For shareholders voting online, kindly select the for or against option as seen on your voting dashboard. Shareholders, please press your voting device. We have 45 seconds left. The voting session is ongoing. Please let's exercise our voting rights. We have less than 10 seconds to go. The voting process is gradually coming to an end. The voting process has now ended, and we have 10,179,799,557 shares representing 100% and voting in favor of the resolution. And we have 3 shares representing 0% and voting against the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. I hereby move that the appointment of Ms. Adesumbo Ukiri as the non-executive director of the company be and is hereby approved. Will someone please second the motion? Okay. The person, yeah.
Good do, Mr. Chairman. My name is Unyiwola Musumola.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process. Registrar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting process will now commence. The voting process has now commenced. Kindly let's proceed to vote in line with our voting decisions or options. Shareholders using the keypad have the options of 1 for a yes vote and 2 for a no vote. Shareholders voting online have the options of for and against as seen on your voting dashboard. We have 50 seconds to go. Less than 30 seconds to go. The voting session is gradually coming to an end. The voting session has now ended, and we have 10,179,779,358 shares representing 100% and voting in favor of the resolution. And we have no shareholder voting against the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Registrar. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. I hereby move that the appointment of Dr. Oluwatoyin Maidin as a non-executive director of the company be and is hereby approved. Will someone please second this motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this opportunity. My name is Adeyekun Kayode Victor. I second that motion.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting process will now commence. Please, can I ask that we open some doors? Network. I have a feeling that there's a network issue. Let's open some doors so that the network will work. Thank you. Kindly proceed to vote in line with your voting decision. Thank you. For shareholders using their keypads, please use your 1 for a yes vote and 2 for a no vote. We have less than 20 seconds to go. The voting process has now ended, and we have 10,179,799,560 shares, representing 100% and all voting in favor of the resolution. And we have no shareholder voting against the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of retiring directors. In line with the provisions of Section 285, Subsection 1 of CAMA 2020 as amended, and Article 27 of the Articles of Association of the company, at the annual general meeting in every subsequent year, 1/3 of the non-executive directors shall retire from office. The following directors are accordingly retiring by rotation. 1. Dr. Mrs. Owen Omojiafo Owen. 2. Ms. Bolanle Onogarawa. Okay. Thank you. You can sit down. The directors are eligible and have both put themselves up for re-election. I hereby move that Dr. Mrs. Owen D. Omojiafo ON, who is retiring by rotation and has offered herself for re-election, be and is hereby re-elected. Will someone please second the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Makojuola Oladayo Abdoyekin. I second the motion.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process. Registrars.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting process will now commence. Kindly proceed to vote in line with your voting decisions. We have less than a minute to go. Please, let's use our voting devices. It's our right to vote. Let's exercise our voting rights. He's sending. We have less than 30 seconds to go. The voting session is gradually coming to an end. And we have come to the end of the voting session. We have 10,179,795,040 shares representing 100% and all voting in favor of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, registrars. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. I hereby move that Ms. Bolanle Onogorowa, who is retiring by rotation and has offered herself for re-election, be and is hereby re-elected. Will someone please second the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Idris Adenika is my name. I second the motion.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting session has now commenced. Please let's proceed to vote in line with our voting decisions. For shareholders who have the physical device, 1 is for a yes vote, 2 is for a no vote. For shareholders voting online, you have the for and against option on your voting dashboard. Kindly proceed. The voting session is ongoing. We have less than 30 seconds to go. Please let's open the doors to allow network freely. The voting session is gradually coming to an end. The voting session has now ended. We have 10,179,797,858 shares representing 100% and all voting in favor of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Thank you, shareholders. The next item on the agenda is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors, Messrs. Deloitte and Touche, for the 2024 financial year. Section 408, subsection 1 of CAMA 2020 as amended, requires that the external auditors' remuneration be fixed by the company in the general meeting or in such a manner as the company may determine in the general meeting. I hereby move that the directors be and I have authorized to fix the remuneration of the external auditors for the year ending 31st of December 2024. Will someone please second the motion?
I rise to second the motion as moved.
I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting process will now commence. Kindly let's proceed to vote in line with our voting decisions. Please proceed to press your voting devices. We have less than 55 seconds to go. Less than 30 seconds to go. The voting session is still in progress. The voting session has now ended. We have 10,179,798,060 shares representing 100% and all voting in favor of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is the disclosure of remuneration of managers of the company. Section 238 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 requires that the remuneration of the managers of the company should be disclosed at the annual general meeting. May I request that you kindly refer to page 131 of the annual report for the remuneration of managers of Transcorp Hotels PLC for the year ended December 31st, 2023. The next item on the agenda is the election of members of the Statutory Audit Committee. The directors nominated to represent the board on the Statutory Audit Committee are: 1, Mr. Peter Elumelu. Peter, can you stand? Ms. Bolanle Onogorowa. Okay. The company secretary has confirmed that a total of 3 valid nominations were received for representation of shareholders on the Audit Committee, namely Mr. Obot Akaninyel, Mr. Eric Akinduro, Mr. Erin Folami Gafar. Since 3 shareholders are required to serve on the Statutory Audit Committee as representatives of shareholders, and there are 3 valid nominations from shareholders, there shall be no need for an election. It will be time-saving to approve the election of all the members of the Statutory Audit Committee with a single resolution. I hereby move that the election of all the members of the Statutory Audit Committee be done with a single resolution. Will someone please second the motion?
My name is Mr. Rotimi Blaze. I support the motion.
I now call on the registrars to conduct the voting process, which is by show of hands. Those in favor of the 5 nominees. Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Therefore, pursuant to Section 404, subsection 3 and 6 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 as amended, the Statutory Audit Committee be and is hereby constituted for the 2024 financial year with the following members. Let me read out the names again. Mr. Obot Akaninyere, shareholder representative. Mr. Eric Akinduro, shareholder representative. Mr. Erin Folami Gafar, shareholder representative. Mr. Peter Elumelu, non-executive director. And Ms. Bolanle Onogorowa, independent non-executive director. Thank you all. You can sit down. The next item on the agenda is to approve the amendment of the Articles of Association to provide that the company's annual general meeting may hold either physically or electronically, provided that the meeting is held in compliance with the company's Articles of Association. I therefore propose that shareholders consider and if of fit pass the following resolution: that pursuant to Part 1, Section 11 of the schedule to the Business Facilitation Miscellaneous Provisions Act 2022, Article 14 of the company's Articles of Association be amended by the insertion of a new Article 14A to provide as follows: that the company's annual general meeting may hold either physically or electronically, provided that the meeting is held in compliance with the company's Articles of Association. Will someone please second the motion? Okay, the lady, yes. Second.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Alaja Bakari Sherifat. I second the motion.
Thank you, Elijah. I now put the motion to the meeting.
Thank you,
and
Mr.
call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting process will now commence. Kindly let's proceed to vote in line with our voting decision. We have less than 60 seconds to go. The voting process is ongoing. The 1 button is for a yes vote. The 2 is for a no vote. And for the online shareholders, you have the options for and against. We have less than 20 seconds to go. The voting session has now ended. And we have 10,179,779,400 shares representing 100% and voting in favor of the resolution. And we have 20 shares representing 0% voting against the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is a resolution to approve the remuneration of the directors of the company. Section 293, subsection 1 of CAMA 2020 requires that the remuneration of directors be approved in general meeting. I hereby propose that shareholders consider and if thought fit pass the resolution that the remuneration of the non-executive directors be and is hereby fixed at 91,900,000 naira only for the year ending December 31st, 2024 and effective from 1st of January 2024. I hereby move that the stated resolution be and hereby approved. Will someone please second the motion? The man, yes, standing, yes.
Thank you very much, my chairman. I stand to support the motion. My name is Yekini Adisa, Governor, Focus Shareholder Circle. Thank you.
I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting process will now commence. Kindly let's proceed to vote in line with our voting decision. We have less than 60 seconds to go. The voting process is ongoing. Let's exercise our rights. Less than 30 seconds to go. The voting session is gradually coming to an end. The voting session has now ended, and we have 10,179,796,420 shares voting in favor of the resolution and representing 100%. Thank you.
Thank you, registrars. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is to authorize the directors to undertake necessary business arrangements. I therefore propose that shareholders consider, and if thought fit, pass the following resolutions. 1. That the company be and is hereby authorized to invest in, acquire, or divest from any business and or carry out as the directors may deem appropriate and in accordance with any relevant laws, any actions including but not limited to restructuring, reorganization, reconstruction, and such other business arrangement exercise or actions. 2. That subject to regulatory approval where necessary, the directors be and hereby authorized to take all steps and do all acts that they deem necessary in furtherance of the above, including but not limited to executing and filling all such forms, papers, or documents as may be required with the appropriate authorities, appointing professional parties and advisors that they deem necessary upon such terms and conditions that the directors may deem appropriate. Will someone please second the motion?
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Olowo Lafe Kende. I rise to second the motion, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting and call on the registrars to conduct the voting process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting process will now commence. Kindly let's proceed to vote in line with our voting decision. We have less than 60 seconds to go. Kindly proceed to vote in line with your voting decision, pressing your various devices. We have less than 30 seconds to go. The voting process is gradually coming to an end. The voting process has now ended, and we have 10,179,779,218 shares representing 100% and all voting in favor of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, registrars. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Ladies and gentlemen, as there is no other business on the agenda, I thank you all on behalf of the board for attending this meeting and showing so much interest in your company's affairs. May I call on one of our shareholders to say the closing prayer. Dr. Kazim Olayiwola, where are you? Okay. Can you say the closing prayer? Let us stand, please.
Can we all rise up to honor the mighty God? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We thank God for having a very successful meeting as we are set to go out to our various destinations. We pray to Almighty Allah to guide us, to protect us, and to enrich our health status. Those people who cannot come to this meeting for one reason or the other, we pray for their well-being. For this company, we pray to Almighty Allah to continue to increase their wisdom, their knowledge, and their enthusiasm to deliver to the whole world. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna atayna kal kauthar fasalli li rabbik wa naharin shanihak wal habtar. Sallu ala nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let's thank God for a successful meeting. Thank you.
National anthem, please. We want to take pictures with the shareholders, please. We'll do it outside there.